I understand a lot of things that companies do. A lot of other things I don't understand. I don't get it, because I'm ignorant. I don't know a lot of things that go on in there. But I can see why companies will discontinue a product that is not selling. My last two games on the PlayStation or Nintendo, or on the Nintendo system did not sell well. So maybe I'm gonna try going mobile to see if I can make more money or I can continue developing video games. And that's what some companies do. So they do that and they get a lot of money. And they're like, oh, so this is a gold mine. Finally. So this is where I'm supposed to be, right? It's only natural, if you go and do something with your entertainment career or artistic career. You're probably gonna do what makes more sense to you. So I understand this from a business point of view. I don't understand it from an artistic point of view. I still think that companies who develop the next big JRPG exclusive for mobile are kind of betraying their fans. But that's just me being, having an opinion like many of you. But from a business perspective, I'm not saying it's justifiable. I'm just saying that's what most people will do. If this product is not selling anymore, okay, maybe I could, use other methods of advertisement, right? But if I do, and it's still not selling, goodbye. This is a reason why I think a lot of JRPG series died. I got so intrigued by the comment Kifumi Kaneko did during the interview that I did. But he said something, during the first questions. He said, if you were to propose a turn-based RPG to a publisher in Japan, they will probably say no. And I was very intrigued by that because over the past few years we've seen a lot of really overly successful turn-based RPGs. And you know what? A lot of them are mobile exclusives. That's right. And they've been very successful, gacha or not, free to play or not. So that's why I thought that Kifumi Kaneko was not up to date. That I was like, man, he probably doesn't know much about the current JRPG market in the world. Because, I've seen a lot of really highly successful JRPGs. Shin Megami Tensei 5, it sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Persona 5, oh my god, that's an entire business of its own. Persona 5 is its own business. It's its own series, its own franchise. And it's a turn-based RPG. Dragon Quest XI got ported to every single system. Octopath Traveler got ported to everywhere except PlayStation. But that's not the point. I'm mentioning really overly successful turn-based JRPGs. So I'm like, why does Kifumi Kaneko think this way? Why did he say that? And I got intrigued by that, I was like, so do developers and companies in Japan really believe that turn-based RPGs or that console RPGs are not selling well anymore? Or maybe we can try and read between the lines, even though that's only speculation. Every Wild Arms game was published by Sony, right? So maybe he was trying to say, instead of saying publishers wouldn't be interested, maybe he tried to say, this is speculation, okay? It's just a hypothesis. Maybe what he was trying to say is that Sony doesn't care about turn-based RPGs anymore, or just is not interested in Wild Arms because Wild Arms, the last game for mobile, which was a gacha free-to-play action RPG, was a failure and the servers were shut down, I think, this year or last year. I don't even know. I'm not up to date with mobile games. I don't give a shit about them. So Kaneko-san probably said, so there's no interest in Wild Arms from Sony. Because I know, let's pretend that I'm Kaneko, I know that there's a huge fan base of Wild Arms out there. Same with Shadow Hearts. So okay, so Sony doesn't want to publish our games? Maybe, do you guys think they tried? I don't think they did, but do you guys think that maybe they approached Sony before and said, hey, I want to make a Wild Arms 6, the sixth main title in the series, but I want it to be turn-based, to be, with the same formula. And maybe Sony said, no, the last game, which was full mobile games, it didn't sell very well, it was a failure. So, no, there's just no interest from people in that. And who knows, maybe, what if Sony had said, yes, okay, let's develop your game, and they release the game and it fails? I don't know. So, and MediaVision, let's not forget about the fact that MediaVision, the developers of Wild Arms, Akifumi Kaneko left the company some time ago. So these are the guys who work on Wild Arms, right? So this is a company that is no longer working for Sony. This is a company that is working for Sega. They are not a subsidiary of Sega, okay? Sega doesn't own them, okay? Just let me clear that out first. But it's just, there's just a lot we don't know about the gaming industry. That's what I'm trying to say. So, like I said, I'm not trying to justify these companies. But, I can understand why Sony would say no to a new Wild Arms. I can understand why Square Enix will say no to this. Or why Capcom doesn't want to bring back Breath of Fire. Some things, I don't understand. Like, Square Enix was pretty much convinced that Final Fantasy was not going to work on turn-based anymore, even though they're still making Dragon Quest turn-based. So, that's right there, that's something that I don't understand. I'm like, why? I'm pretty sure if Final Fantasy had remained turn-based, it will still be as fucking successful as it is today. And you wouldn't have the entire fan base heavily divided and hating each other, That's just me. But other things, that from a business point of view, I do understand. I get it,